Bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This regularly scheduled meeting of the Hancock County Commission is June 19, 2013, which is on a Wednesday since Thursday is the state birthday. It's a holiday. It's 150 years for West Virginia. Citizen presentation, John Frankovich, Assure America. John, if you'll come up.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm here to present your insurance renewal for the Hancock County Commission. Just a little bit of background. Right now, your insurance is with Travelers Insurance for your package, and your workers' compensation is with Brick Street. As we do, we solicit bids for this program, right, as we do every year. Your renewal quotations we received was one from Travelers, which was for $243,201, and also from the West Virginia Board of Risk, which was $264,229. That is predominantly, the increase from Travelers was on the entire package was fairly nominal, and it was based primarily on the fact that we had an increase in property values. We added obviously some properties this year, and there was an increase in vehicles. It was not driven by, unlike we had a discussion last year, I think the claim experience has come down significantly. It's improved significantly, and I think we're making some of the right steps. So with the help of Bob and the sheriff and some other folks. So that's moving in the right direction. Your workers' compensation premium, Brick Street quoted you at $64,844. Travelers quoted you at $59,898. There's no substantive differences in those programs. Those are statutory coverages, so we're recommending that you would move the workers' compensation to Travelers. The only other change of note in the Travelers proposal is that they are proposing that you list your umbrella liability, which is the liability coverage over top of your regular limits, at $1 million. It's higher than that, but across the state we've seen communities and counties reduce that. You would be right in line with other counties in West Virginia of similar size and actually bigger than you to have that umbrella liability at $1 million. So our recommendation is that you would renew your package with Travelers, and that you allow us to move your workers' compensation to Travelers as well, which will bring the total in for the county at $303,099. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Frankovich?
I don't think so. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We need a recommendation to pass that.
So move.
We have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Frankovich. Correspondence. Jackie Huff, Administrator, Hancock County Health Department, requesting the Commission appoint an applicant to the Board of Health for the position expiring June 30th, 2013. Applicants for the position are current members Charles Ed Huff, Eric Carper, Mary Ann Woofter, and James W. Pryor.
Commissioner, there were no recommendations made here, so I think we need time to do our due diligence on this and go by code in this appointment, and so I would suggest we table the issue.
There's a motion to table. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Becky Harris, Administrator, Hancock County Parks and Recreation Board, requesting additional funding for repairs to a soccer field, a pavilion roof, 4 playgrounds, and new signs. And in your packet, gentlemen, you have this estimate from Brad Hall Construction, $6,300 to repair the drainage to the soccer field, replacement of pavilion roof at Cove Valley Park, $2,000, additional 3-inch mulch to all 4 playgrounds from I-90 Garden Center, $3,400, new signs for each park, $2,000. I am going to get estimate from Campbell Sign for these, and we'll forward the exact cost when I receive them. Request is for up to $2,000 for these at this time. Sincerely, Becky Harris, Administrator, Hancock County Parks and Recreation. The total would be 83, 10,003, 13,700, I think.
They don't have to get bids or anything. They've already got
Right.
pricing.
Yes.
I'll make a motion. I'll move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Lisa Graves Mariucci, Coordinator, Environmental Integrity Project, requesting the Commission send letters to the West Virginia members of Congress requesting them not to support H.R. 2218, the Coal Combustion Residuals Reuse and Management Act.
I move and make that a matter of record.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Under new business, County Commission, approval of General County Budget Revision Number 3. Cindy?
Okay, at the end of the fiscal year, it's time to reconcile some of the accounts. Probably the most significant thing on the revision is the fact that the hotel motel tax did come in approximately $90,000 less than it has previous years. I deducted that from the accounts where, we had put the money in from that. But that's probably the most significant decrease in revenues.
So the hotel occupancy tax was, you put it in at $210,000, and I'll tell you what, they'll have a tough time getting $210,000 looking at the numbers I saw this year.
Yeah, the statement that I just got was like 188,000, so with what we probably will get in for, it's gonna be close. But for next year, you don't, because it didn't start tapering off right away, so you may not even get that amount next year. We put it in for 200,000 for next year, but.
4 years ago, it was $500,000. Or close to it. No comment.
No comment.
I'll move that we accept the budget revision.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Port Authority Security Grant received in the amount of $139,000.
Tom?
Gentlemen, this was the Port Authority grant from Pittsburgh that was for the backup radio equipment that was installed, and this was the portion minus the county commission's 25%. So it worked out to about $139,000 returned to the county.
I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of the contract for the State Auditor's Office to provide an audit for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2012. Eleanor?
They're going to be here probably next week. Next year. Next week. And the audit's gone up a little bit. It's about $28,000 this time. But we have a lot to be audited. And we will be having Randy Britton will be the auditor, and she's been here before.
Commission?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of the concession agreement for Kennedy Park and Marina. Mr. Vitus?
Mr. Fay has the new copy. We've been negotiating with the government and have made some revisions, and subject to your approval and cross-approval of Mr. Shenton, it can begin July 1st.
Commission?
Move to approve the agreement as presented.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. County Clerk, requesting approval of a hearing for the removal of administratives be rescheduled for August 1st, 2013 at 3 p.m. Eleanor, we do not want you scheduling anything past August 31st. Everything has to be done by then.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. County Commission Civil Service Board Representative term expiring June 30th, 2013. Action required, reappointment or replacement.
Gary Mooney is the one you appointed the last time. He's been very good on the board.
And he wants to serve?
Yes.
Move to approve Mr. Mooney's appointment.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Office of Technology and Communication, requesting approval of the Beaver Valley Power Station 2014 and 2015 grant agreement between First Energy Nuclear Operating Company and the Hancock County Commission. Mr. Zielinski.
Well, gentlemen, this is the grant agreement between First Energy and Hancock County. I believe we have reached a reasonable goal for 2014. It was actually increase a little in the capital outlay, replacing some of the equipment that's down in John Paul's area. This grant agreement is a 65-35% split, 65% coming from First Energy and 35% from the Hancock County Commission. I believe both of the years we have reached, as I said, a reasonable agreement with the amount of funds that are going to be needed to run the Office of Emergency Management. This also includes the cost of living adjustments of approximately 3%, and it will be made part of the actual agreement.
Do we have a copy of it? I mean,
There wasn't anything put in your packet because it's a 20-page long agreement, but it's in the signature folder that Mr. Greathouse needs to sign.
Do you need to look at that?
I think we should.
The actual, I can give you the actual numbers for the year 2014. It's approximately $124,791. That's from First Energy. And in 2015, $126,341.
Tom, is anything changing in between this agreement and the last agreement?
Hardly anything at all. Hardly anything at
There were
all.
no personnel issues here?
Personnel issues?
Wasn't there money spent on?
Well, I mean, they do have allocation for salaries and benefits and then contractual services.
Were there increases or?
3%. 3% is a typical adjustment with First Energy.
Is there a deadline on this?
Basically, you have before the end of the year, naturally, but we're trying to get this in
Fiscal or calendar?
calendar year. First Energy has calendar year. So this would go into effect January 1st, 2014.
I don't feel comfortable making a motion on this without reviewing it. That's me.
It's a motion to table?
I'm just not going to make a motion. Or I guess, yeah, I could be, unless you guys have a motion up above mine. Motion to table.
We have a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Requesting approval for the retirement of Tom Zielinski effective June 30th, 2013. You going to table that? Who's going to explain that to us? He's gone.
What if we just don't say anything?
But he's not going, he's going.
Dies for lack of motion.
Requesting approval or retirement. Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Requesting approval for Tom Zielinski to work on a part-time basis effective July 1st, 2013. That is for 4 days per month for a period not to exceed 3 months effective July 1st, 2013. If additional months are needed, commission approval must be made in advance of any work period being started. This part-time effort will enable a more efficient transition for any outstanding issue not previously covered with the new Executive Director of Technology. That is being asked or approved today, June 19th.
So he's retired for about 20 seconds. Is that what we're trying to say?
2 days.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Requesting approval of the Association of Public Safety Communication Officials program for the County E911 Center. Tom?
Gentlemen, when you approved back in April the mandate or acknowledged the mandate of House Bill 2013, which required all dispatch centers to emergency medical dispatch beginning July 1st. The program further moved to use the APCO, which is the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, EMD program. And basically, by acknowledging this, you're approving that our dispatch center will follow APCO EMD rules. All of our dispatchers have been trained in this particular program. They were all trained in the month of May. So we're in a position of being able to, minus a few technology issues, we're effectively going to start EMD dispatching July 1st. This is just an acknowledgement of our APCO program.
Okay. Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I was going to ask Tracy.
sorry, go
Tracy, so as Mr. Zelinski has mentioned, all of the dispatchers have been properly trained.
That's correct,
Is-
as well as myself and Coordinator Linda Lepta.
Will there be any additional training that will be needed for the folks or future training?
Yes, that is every 2 years, there will be recertification that will be involved in that, as well as continued education, which can be done in-house through training as far as scenarios, taking the guide cards that we presently have and just making up scenarios as if actual calls were being taken. We also have articles from the APCO that can take an hour or less to read, answer some questions, and all of that can be used as, because you need 24 credit hours for the 2-year period. And that can also involve if we have conferences or anything, we have somebody come in as far as a speaker, all of that time can be used as training.
Would you mind taking a moment to enlighten us on how the actual EMD will work as opposed to how dispatching works now?
Right now, Hancock County is presently using a one-button transfer. If somebody calls in from the public and needs an ambulance service, we do a one-button transfer, which at that point, we have a 3-way call with the ambulance that has the caller, the 911 center, and the ambulance service. At this point in time, what we will do is the dispatchers downstairs will continue to stay on the line and query the caller, and then we can let the ambulance know through a tone out. We will let the ambulance know that they have a call, where it's associated, what they have. With the information that we gather, it's a quick either age, what type of call that it is, where it's at, and whether the person is conscious and breathing. So those are the main questions that you want to know. And then once you let the ambulance service know, they can enroute and start responding, as well as if we need the first responders or the fire departments, we can tone them out as well. Right now, we are working on finding with the surrounding areas, if we have a call for Washington County, for Beaver County, or for Jefferson County and Ohio, they are all EMD. So if we get a call, we can actually transfer the call to their, there's a couple other ones that will not be in compliance. We will continue to take that call if it's a medical call that needs to be, CPR, or if the person, like childbirth, obstructed airway, something like that. So with those type of calls, we will definitely maintain those calls. So, because if we transfer them, the people that we transfer them to is not EMD trained and cannot provide the service that the person is needing. And so with the media being here, I hope that they're able to let them know, the public know, that there will be some changes, because right now they are used to calling in and just being a direct transfer. They will not be transferred as of right now, except if it's an out-of-call jurisdiction. Now, WARS, some of the dispatchers at WARS have the EMD training. So if they would opt to decide, hey, we have our dispatcher and you can just transfer the call to us, we would be able to do that. Because in the House Bill 2013 that Mr. Zelinski had spoke of, it refers to in there as a one-button transfer, that you can continue to do that if you are transferring the call to somebody that is at the same level as EMD that you are or above. So we would be able to do that with WARS if they would wish to do that. But as of right now, we are anticipating to taking the calls and just doing how the setup will be is the dispatcher will set off a tone like we do with the fire departments, that will set off a phone at each ambulance service, and then the information will be provided, and then they will in turn let their ambulances know. And then that's how we plan on doing it at this time. And we've worked really hard to get to where we are, because when we did just find out in April that this was starting, we have fast-tracked it, and with the help of Wood County sending their trainers up and we were able to adopt their policies and their EMD guide cards and to get us to where we are. And I want to compliment my coordinator, Linda Lecta. She is very, very diligent and very thorough in that, so I cannot compliment her enough on everything that she's done to help this program get to where we need to be. So thank you.
I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Requesting approval to advertise for bids for 14 mobile radios, 14 portable radios, and 1 base system for the E911 Center. Mr. Zelinski again, and maybe for the final time.
The Office of Emergency Management through West Virginia Department of Homeland Security received actually 3 grants, 2 of which are on your packet for radios. They're for law enforcement, the grant totaling $34,556, and a second grant that for radios for non-law enforcement, that would be all your fire departments, for $78,883. Requesting proposal to advertise for those, being that the amount is over $15,000. So that's one. What you don't have in the packet is a third grant that had came through while we were at lunch, and this was for, again, Homeland Security, a grant in the denomination of $25,106. This would be for a 3-line mass casualty decontamination system, along with a portable generator for the Office of Emergency Management. These grants are time sensitive, in being that we have to get advertising and the information back to the state of West Virginia before the end of July. So I bring to your attention that this third grant came through and requesting permission to advertise as well. So this is for advertising only. If we are successful in getting these bids, it would be at no cost to the county. It's all paid for through the state of West Virginia through those 3 grants.
I move to approve and to advertise for the radios.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Problem is Motorola, is that the preferred brand of the state?
It is the preferred brand of the state because Motorola currently operates on the interoperable radio system for the state of West Virginia, and they have the trunking capability that the state has gone with. With that said, Kenwood also has trunking, but so this advertising will be for Motorola, Kenwood, or equivalent.
Is Laudamus, who's a Hancock County business, are they able to bid on this?
Yes, they would be able to bid Kenwood radios. So as long as they're similar in nature to the specifications that we're looking for, they would definitely be considered.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Dog Warden, requesting approval of the monthly report for April and May 2013.
Move to approve that.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Sheriff's Office, requesting approval of SRT special project funds to purchase additional safety equipment and weapons for approximately $5,800.
Is that a special project?
That was our special projects. They neglected to put that in 2 or 3 over the meeting, or had to get it off because the sheriff is away. It's protective gear and stuff that's needed for the SRT, but it is out of the current year's budget, not the new budget.
Move to approve.
Any discussions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of exoneration orders. Move to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. General county bills, Cindy.
$14,249.73. The P-card payments was $58,573.76.
Move to approve.
Cindy, when will we know the unencumbered balance?
You will not have that till sometime after the 15th of July, when they close out the books and get all the reconciliations done.
Which for Railroad Intelligence, that's a very key component of our budget process. I'll accept the motion, tentative motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of Oakland PSD bills.
There are none today.
File allocation bills and requisitions.
I have none.
Library levy fund bills.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
There are none.
Shelter workshop bills.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Ms. Jackson.
I have nothing today, thank you.
Counsel?
Just to keep you advised, Mr. and Mrs. Phillips have filed another petition to the West Virginia Supreme Court on the forfeiture, and that was just done yesterday, and we'll be handling that out of the prosecutor's office.
We'll keep you busy. Ms. Cindy? Mr. Alonso? Carol? Tracy? Lynn?
I just wanted to say that I had mentioned that we are EMDing now. We will not be going live with that until July 1st. And one other thing that I did want to say is that with Mr. Zelensky going to part-time, that with him being here, he has pushed me, he has pulled me, he has done much, much for me. So even though we've had, I'm very proud to have worked for him. And he's taught me a lot, and I appreciate everything that he's done for me.
I'll just quickly say we're, Clever Bud Camp is next week. Energy Express starts next week. Regular camp is in 3 weeks. We got a little bit of room, not much. I want to thank the commission for, again, helping us to get summer interns. We have our same summer interns from last year, so they are very well up to speed. They're working. They can just come in now and I say go do, and they know exactly what they're doing. So it's wonderful to have that program. It's wonderful to have the same one. And I also want to wish you, Tom, a very happy retirement. You've been incredibly helpful to me since I've been here and bringing me up to speed as department head. So you will be very well missed, I am sure, but we're glad to see you around.
Carol did an excellent job speaking this last Tuesday morning at Rotary on Energy Express. Thank you for that.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Ms. Jackie?
Something today.
Mr. Jones?
We had opened the operations center up for last week's storm, which was okay.
You did a good job on that.
He kept
We could, but we did open up and we were open 24 hours through the night into the next day. So all was well, emergency service was alive and well. And I do want to thank you all for what you do from our office and for me out of our office. But I do want to extend a thank you to Tom for what he has done for my office and for me downstairs and my staff. And I do thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Bias?
I'd just like to thank Tom, too, for the break-in period and for agreeing to continue for a few days a week or a month until everything's straightened out.
Mr. Zelensky?
Nothing more, Commissioner.
Ms. Elmer, by my intention, you got July off. You have 4 more commissions, right? So we need you to get everything caught up and way ahead. So.
I have a gift for you from the Association of Counties in Charleston. It's their banner that they have for West Virginia Centennial. And they wanted Hancock County, and they asked if I would present it to you.
Well, thank you.
Okay?
I like
It's
that.
very nice.
That's okay, John. I'm going to hang that up at the event center Friday night. If you don't mind,
It's
for the
very nice.
150th party we have down there. I think that's really nice. Thank you, Eleanor. Eleanor received a plaque this week at the auditor essentially gave you a plate, and there were some nice things said
It was
about
very
you.
nice of the auditor for the years of service. I've only been clerk for 24 years, but it was very nice. Half the people aren't even at all. But it was really nice. It was really
The
nice.
state will be looking at budget deficits whenever you start drawing your pension.
That's okay. That's okay.
Commissioner Schwartzman,
We can't buy retirement presents.
we can't out of our own personal money.
Oh. Well, that's a different story. I would just like to wish Zeke a long, healthy, relaxing retirement, even though it's going to be somewhat short-lived.
We've worked pretty hard these last couple years, last 2 years. And we really appreciate your efforts and your expertise in working with us, and we will miss you.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Kristen?
Echo some of the same thoughts. Tom, appreciate your professionalism and your wonderful demeanor. It's certainly been a pleasure working with you, and we'll be glad that you're sticking around a little bit, helping us with some of our other projects. Thank you and best luck to you.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Tom, if you would you get Mike and Jeff and I a copy of the nuclear power of Beaver?
Yes.
So we can have it on our next commission's meeting, so we'll be able to look at that. And, we'll obviously miss you, Tom, and we're praying that if you write a book about this work experience, it would at least treat the three of us nicely. Or at least me. They didn't know him. Remember, I'm the one who recommended him to you. Hey, good working with you, buddy. I know we'll keep working, and it's always great when, growing up, I knew when I was growing up, we always respected you then. I still respect you now, so it's always been good to have you here, Tommy. So we will miss you.
Thank you very much, appreciate that.
With that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We're adjourned.